Hello, good morning students. I welcome to our online mathematics class. Myself is Kanti sir, teaching mathematics, English medium. Now, so far we studied different topics in real numbers, means chapter number 1. Now, we are going to start new lesson, polynomial. So, actually you are familiar with this lesson. In standard 9, at same number you studied this lesson. In this chapter, you gone through different types of polynomial, how to find zeros or factorize of polynomial. So again, these all basic concepts are necessary here. First of all, polynomial is what? So polynomial is a one type of expression on any variable. Variable may be x, y, t, u, whatever may be. Okay, but that is called polynomial. There are different types of polynomial you studied. Okay, there are two ways to classify polynomial. How? First of all, according to number of terms. According to number of terms. So according to number of terms, there are many types. Okay. Suppose one term is there, then it is monomial. Monomial means one term. Suppose two term is there, then it is called binomial. Two terms. If three terms are there, then it is called trinomial. If more than three terms there, then there is a common name called polynomial. Sometimes it is called quadratic binomial also, but now we stop up to 3 points. Okay, biquadratic, sorry. If four terms are there, then it is called biquadratic also. But now, according to number of terms, we don't go ahead here. Now, according to degree. According to degree, there are again many types. First one, if 1 degree is there, then it is called linear polynomial. Linear means what? If you try to draw graph of that polynomial, then it will be straight line. Okay, so that is linear. Suppose 2 degrees there, then it is called quadratic polynomial. We are going to learn only quadratic polynomial in lesson number 2 and lesson number 4. So that is our main type. If 3 degrees there, then it is called cubic, means cubic polynomial. If 4 is there, it is called biquadratic. I actually told by mistake here only, but that is according to degree. If 4 degree is there, it is called biquadratic, but it is not in our part of syllabus, so we stop here only. So this is the type. Okay, you already gone through these all types in standard number 9. Now another term, main keyword in the lesson, zero polynomial. So what is meaning of zero polynomial? That you have to be clear in your mind. So zero means what here? Understand it where? Zero of polynomial. So zero polynomial means not that zero whose value is 0. So how to define? Zero polynomial is the value of x. Suppose I am having p of x equal to x square minus 2x minus 8. This is my polynomial. This is its expression. P of x means polynomial on x. Suppose y is there, then we can say polynomial on y, p of y. Now what is the meant by zero of given polynomial? So zero polynomial is nothing but a value of x value of any value of x which gives polynomial's value 0. Again, 0 polynomial is of any value of x. It may be 2, maybe 10, maybe minus 5, maybe 0. Okay, so any value of x which gives value of polynomial 0. So value of polynomial becomes 0. X value is not 0. So that is called 0 of polynomial. In chapter 4, it will be denoted by root of polynomial. Both are synonyms here, but for lesson number 2, we will use 0 of polynomial, not root of polynomial. Okay, so I hope you understand well what is the meaning of 0 of polynomial. So 0 polynomial may be 0, 0 polynomial may be 1, maybe minus 1, maybe 2 minus 2, maybe 100, maybe minus 50, whatever may be. Okay, so 0 polynomial doesn't mean 0. Okay, now another thing, before we go to algebraic portion, we just go through graphical representation option. Not to draw graph. If we are given graph, then how to interpret it. Okay, that is our first topic. Then we will go to find 0. But now, suppose you take variable on x-axis. This horizontal axis is x-axis and value of polynomial on y-axis. So x and y-axis means if that polynomial is on variable x, then x-axis contains x and y-axis contains p of x. Okay, so value of polynomial is always taken on y-axis, and that variable means this x, y, whatever. Variable's value is always taken on x. Why? X is independent, y is dependent, p of x is dependent. Suppose our polynomial may be like this, t. Suppose t square minus 4. Then t is taken here and p of t is taken here. You understand? Variable on x-axis and value of polynomial on y-axis. Now, what is the graph of polynomial? Graph of polynomial is of shape, means quadratic polynomial is of the parabola. Parabola means what? This is the shape, just like V. This is parabolic shape. So parabola means this way only. Okay, no angle is there. Don't write this or don't draw this way. Okay, actually graph should not be drawn. We will be given graph, and according to given graph, we have to give answer. Okay. So graph of any quadratic trinomial or any quadratic polynomial, degree should be there. Degree should be 2 there. So it is called quadratic. How many terms? Not important. Number of terms not important. Degree is important. Means quadratic should be there. Whether it is quadratic monomial, quadratic binomial or quadratic trinomial, its shape is always like this, either upright or inverted. Anyway, either upright or inverted. Now, if you are given graph, then how to decide how many zeros of a given polynomial is there? Suppose you are given graph like this. Okay, x, y, value of x, value of p of x. Suppose you are given this times polynomial. You are told, find how many zeros of given polynomial have. How many zeros given polynomial have. So here you look at how many points it intersects to x-axis. At how many points that graph intersect to x-axis only. Y-axis is not important. Okay. So at that time, by counting number of intersection point of graph and x-axis, you can say number of zeros. It is very simple. Just know how many intersection points are there with x-axis, not with y-axis. So here, in this example, whatever polynomial may be there, we don't know. But whatever polynomials graph given, that polynomial having two zeros. Why? Two intersection points are there. Suppose that is given this way, like this. So here one intersection point is there. Don't count this one. Y-axis is not important. X-axis is important. Okay. Why? Because P of X means value of Y is 0 here, not X is 0. So suppose this is 2 and 5, so 2 and 5 are 0 of given polynomial. Suppose this is a minus 2.5, then minus 2.5 is the 0 of given polynomial. Okay. Values again not important, number of points important, means number of zeros important. Suppose it is given like this. Inverted or upright, not important for you. You just look at number of intersection point with x-axis. So here number of zeros in first one, number of zeros 2. In second one, number of zeros 1. Number of zeros 1, not value 1. Now number of zeros 0. Number of 0 means no intersection point. Okay. Now all these graphs are of quadratic polynomial. Suppose it is the graph of cubic polynomial, then it might be like this in reverse and like this zigzag form. Okay, it comes upward, go downward, then again come upward. Okay, so anyway, these types of graph you can also obtain. Okay, every time you have to look at intersection point only. Okay, so now I give you few more examples. Suppose that graph is like that. It may be of cubic or biquadratic polynomial. That is not important for us. They ask us how many number of zeros. So 1, 2, 3. So number of zeros, you understand? Now suppose you are given this one, the number of zeros 2, 1. That is not coming again down. That way. Suppose instead of that it is given like this. Now not crossing, but arrow is there. Here also arrow is there. So whenever arrow is denoted there, at that time you understand it is going downward. It is going downward. So count this point and this point also. So number of zeros 3. Okay. Now suppose that graph is given this type. So number of 0, 0, because it is intersecting to y-axis, not to x-axis. So here number of 0, 0, number of 0, 3. I think it is enough to understand this concept. Now in exercise 2.1, 6 graphs are given. You do nothing, only count intersection point and give answer. Your answer will be what? Number of zeros of given polynomial. Okay. So in exercise 2.1, question number 1, there are only one question. There are 6 graphs are given. These all 6 graphs are in homework. Okay. So from our first topic, that is your homework. Now we are going ahead and solve some questions regarding quadratic polynomial. Before solution of given polynomial, you should have knowledge of factorization of polynomial. Suppose linear polynomial is there. Suppose I want find polynomial of, find zeros of given polynomial. Find 0 of given polynomial. First of all, understand the question. They are asking is real 0. Real zeros means value of x, and number of 0 means how many values. You understand it with difference between both these. Find real 0, find real 0, and find number of 0. Real 0 means value of x. Number of 0 means what is the value of x, that is not important, but how many value of x, that is important. Suppose I give you x equal to 2, minus 2 and 3. So find real 0. So answer will be 2, minus 2, 0. Here answer will be 3 only. Why 3? Just count them. How many are there? So 3 are there. What is the value? That is not important. Here value is important. Okay. So here real zeros are. Zeros means real 0 means value of x is required. Now suppose it is linear, then you can find very easily. Find value 0 of given polynomial. That is your question. Now what to do? First of all, put 0 against that polynomial and find 0, means make equation. I also at this stage I also clarify what is the difference between polynomial and equation. Polynomial and equation. Polynomial means what? Any one side. Suppose x square minus 4, this is polynomial. You cannot solve polynomial. Why? Because that right side or opposite side is not given. So this is polynomial. Now what is equation? Equation having two sides. Suppose x square minus 4 equal to 0. Now you can solve this equation. Many times students try to solve these types also. Nothing is given there. Then also they try to solve and find it. So this is polynomial, this is equation. Only equation can be solved, polynomial cannot be. Okay. So now this is polynomial. Now whenever you want to find 0, just place 0 against it. So write down this way, 2x plus 1 equal to 0. Why? Because 0 of given polynomial means value of that polynomial should be 0. So just place at opposite side, means at right side 0. Then find out value of x. So that is nothing but a 0 polynomial. So again I repeat my statement. To find 0 of given polynomial means what to do? Just equalize given polynomial to 0, then find out x. Make subject to x. Okay. So I just place 0 against it and I am finding value of x. So x become minus 1 by 2. So 0 of given polynomial is minus 1 by 2. And number of 0 is 0. Why? Given linear polynomial having 1 0 only. Quadratic polynomial having at most 2 0. Cubic polynomial having at most 3 0. At most means maximum. So maximum 2, maximum 3 means not always 2 and 3. Maybe less than. Okay. So linear polynomial having 1 and only 1 0. Fixed. Always 1 0. Quadratic polynomial have maximum 2 0 means either no 0, otherwise 1 0, otherwise 2 0. Cubic polynomial having either no 0 or 1 0 or 2 0 or 3 0, but never more than 3 0. Okay, so we give according to degree maximum number of 0 but not exact number of 0. Now suppose you are given instead of linear polynomial quadratic polynomial, then how to solve it? Suppose you are given this. Obviously you will put 0 against this, means you compare this polynomial's value equal to 0. Now you cannot make subject here x just like previous one. That is not simple. Without factorization you cannot solve these types of equations. Why? It is quadratic trinomial. Suppose it is quadratic binomial, then you can solve it. This is quadratic binomial. This is quadratic trinomial. What is meant by quadratic? What is meant by binomial and trinomial? That you know very well. If it is binomial, no need of factorization. Just find out square root to find x. So plus minus 2. So this quadratic polynomial having 2 zeros, plus 2, minus 2. But without factorization, we solve it. If you want, you can. X square minus 4 equal to 0. So a square minus b square. So a plus b, a minus b. So x equal to minus 2 x equal to 2. Okay, so these are two zeros of given polynomial. Polynomial is of the type quadratic binomial. Actually factorization is not needed, directly you can find it. But in quadratic trinomial, that is our main portion of this lesson, to factorize quadratic polynomial. Factorization should be there. Without factorization you cannot find value of x means 0 polynomial. Okay, so now how to factorize this quadratic trinomial? One method is there, no formula. It is for quadratic trinomial, no formula is there, but method is there. Now first of all understand what is the method. That is very important. This thing is not for only lesson number 2. It is used frequently in lesson number 4, in geometry also, and in further your study also. Everywhere it will come across many times. In mathematics there are two things which used very frequently. One is Pythagoras theorem, you know very well, and second one is factorization of quadratic polynomial. I personally say many times to students that in mathematics most frequent and most important two things are there: Pythagoras theorem and factorization of quadratic trinomial. Very, very important. Okay, not for particular lesson. It came in any one. It repeat in any lesson of mathematics, or not even mathematics, in other subject also, in physics also, sometimes in chemistry also. Okay, so this is the very important part, so concentrate on this topic. Okay, I have tried to solve one sum very slowly and very well. Okay, first rule. First of all, instead of this numerical value of middle term coefficient, instead of middle term coefficient, write down blank bracket. Everything else is copied. Only in place of this numerical value, sign is at 80. So everything is copied instead of 10. If nothing is there, then understand 1 is there. Okay, so that is our first rule. Instead of numerical value of middle term coefficient, write down blank bracket. Then inside of bracket, actually we are going to write here two number inside of bracket, so some long bracket should be there. Now what is the sign between two numbers? So put last term sign here, place last term sign here. Again I repeat, whole step how to remember, just to remember, nothing to understand. Blank bracket in place of coefficient of middle term, and write down last term sign here. Last term sign is placed here. If it may be plus, then I would have written plus here. Okay. Now select any two numbers so that its difference becomes 10. Okay. So first rule is, you understand, just blank bracket in place of coefficient of middle term, place last term sign inside of bracket. Now how to go ahead? Now make product of A and C. A and C means, you know, A, B, C means first term and last term. Coefficient of first term A, coefficient of second term B, and coefficient of last term, or coefficient itself, sorry, last term itself is, because it is constant term. So A, B, C. So in place of B, write down blank bracket, last term sign is there. Now product of A and C. So for our sum, product becomes 24. Why? 8 3s are 24. Sign is not important, just take numerical value. Okay. So this is our second rule. First rule of, in place of B, blank bracket, and inside sign of last term. Sign of last term means sign of C. Second, product, find product of A and C. We got 24. Now what? Find two factors. Find two factors of product. You got that product on previous term. Okay, so that product select two factors. Okay, which gives us difference 10. So now I am writing whole pair of 24. Suppose 1 into 24, 2 into 12, 3 into 8, 4 into 6. Now if you go ahead, then it will be in reverse way. So now whole pair are opting. Now look, which two factors difference is 10? Minus sign is placed here. So difference should be 10, not addition 10. So don't take 6 and 4, because 6 and 4's addition is 10, not difference. So take 12 and 2. Sometimes both were possible, but what is required? Carefully look there. So I write here 12 to bigger number first, smaller number last. I think you already know all this process, but again we start at very primary level. Okay, so that is our second step. What to do? You understand? That is the main step. All requirements of your knowledge of factorizations come in this step only. Then only nothing to do, opening bracket, taking common is there. So again I repeat, blank bracket in place of middle term coefficient b. Last term sign inside of it. Then find product of first and last term. Then find two factors of that product so that you get required number by either addition or by doing subtraction. That is according to last term sign. Okay. Sometimes that part becomes long. Here only 4 pair I am having. There are so many. So at that time you have to be careful here, because it takes quite times also. It is time consuming steps. Okay. Now nothing to do. Just open this bracket. Minus plus minus 12x. X is there behind it. Minus minus plus 2x minus 3 equal to 0. Okay, so splitting over. Splitting of middle term is over. Okay, so this is called splitting process also. Now 4 terms we obtain. Out of 3 terms we are having 4 terms. So now take something common from first 2 terms and something common from last 2 terms. So out of first 2 terms you can see here 4 is common. Maximum should be taken as a common, and x is common, not 2x, 4x is common. Okay. So here left 4 to the 8, 1x left inside. Now minus sign, 4 3 are 12, x is already outside. So inside of bracket left 2x minus 3. Now here nothing is common. If nothing is common, 1 common. So write down 1. And sign according to third term sign. Actually plus not come here. It is the sign b plus extra according to third term. Now write whatever left. So here nothing taken common, 1 is only common, so write down here 2x and here 3. Why? Plus is taken common, so. Okay, at this stage you will have equal brackets. If you don't get equal brackets, you understand you make anywhere mistake in the earlier step, either in factorization, means splitting, otherwise in taking common. Okay, so understand both brackets should be equal, then and then only you proceed in this step, otherwise you cannot go ahead. Okay, now you can look here, this is first term, this is second term, whole bracket is common, 2x minus 3 is common here and here both ways. So whatever left in first term, 4x, write down here. Whatever left in second term, 1. So we obtained 2 factors. So factorization over. But these 2 brackets, product equal to 0. If product of any 2 numbers or more than 2 numbers is 0, at that time, any one number or any one bracket should be 0. Otherwise not possible. If you want to get 0, or product of any 2 or more than 2 numbers, then any one must be 0. Otherwise product never becomes 0. So remember this thing. So we don't know whether first bracket is 0 or second bracket is 0. Okay. So we take turn by turn both bracket equal to 0. So 2x minus 3 equal to 0 or 4x plus 1 equal to 0. If 3 bracket might be there, then we can write all brackets equal to 0. Okay, so now find out, these both are linear, so we can find x easily. 2x equal to 3, x equal to 3 by 2. So that is the 1, 0 of given polynomial. Now 4x equal to minus 1. So x equal to minus 1 by 4. So that is second point, 0. If you place this value in polynomial, obviously it will become 0. You already done these types of practice. You were given these types of value of x and you were asked to find whether given number is a 0 of given polynomial or not. Okay, it's quite opposite process. Okay, so this is the way of finding 0 by factorization of quadratic trinomial. This is the method called quadratic trinomial. It is called splitting method also. How to split? Again, very fast, I repeat it. First of all, instead of B, make blank bracket. Inside of that bracket, write down last term sign. Put last term sign. Now get product of first and last, means A and C. Now get two factors of that product, so that both factors addition or subtraction becomes middle term according to this sign. After getting these two factors, nothing is new, just open this bracket. After getting four terms, take common from first two and last two terms. After taking common, you will have always two same bracket will be there, so bracket becomes common, so you will have two factors. After getting two factors, compare both bracket equal to 0 one by one and get two answers of. So these are the two zeros of given polynomial. Okay. Now I am not giving you practice of this type of, only I have given you sums related to graph, in which you just count how many intersection points of graph and x-axis. According to that only you have to give answer. Very simple. You have to do nothing, only observe and give answer. Okay? Thank you.